Imagine this. You're sitting across from your boyfriend, pouring your heart into the conversation, and he nods absent-mindedly, eyes glued to his phone. The spark that once lit up the room between you now feels dim, almost forgotten. And deep down, a whisper creeps into your thoughts. Does he even appreciate me anymore? It's a chilling question, isn't it? Because when love starts slipping into routine, it can be hard to tell if it's comfort or neglect. You deserve to know the difference. In this video, we're going to uncover 10 clear signs your boyfriend may be taking you for granted. Some of these signs might feel small at first, almost invisible, but when you put them together, they paint a picture that's impossible to ignore. Stay with me, because recognizing these signals could save you from years of quiet unhappiness. Number 1. When effort disappears in the early days of a relationship, effort flows naturally. He texts you good morning, plans little surprises, and seems eager to show he cares. But when appreciation fades, those gestures often disappear, not with a bang, but with a slow, quiet decline. Suddenly, the good morning texts become rare. Dates feel last minute, almost like afterthoughts. And instead of planning something special, he just assumes you'll go along with whatever he's doing. It's not that grand gestures define love, they don't. But consistent effort is what keeps love alive. When that consistency fades, it's easy to feel like you're the only one trying. And here's the tricky part. He might argue that comfort is a sign of security. But comfort should never erase care. There's a difference between settling into ease and simply taking someone for granted. Ask yourself, is he still showing interest in making you feel valued, or has effort become one-sided? If you notice a pattern where you're always the one initiating, always the one planning, always the one keeping the spark alive, that's not balance. That's you carrying the relationship on your shoulders. And that imbalance, over time, starts to feel heavy. Number 2. When effort disappears, sometimes, the clearest sign of being unappreciated isn't what he says, but what he doesn't. Emotional distance can sneak in quietly, like a draft through a cracked window. You don't notice it at first, but soon the whole room feels cold. You may find that he no longer asks about your day, your feelings, or your worries. When you try to share something important, his responses are short, distracted, or flat. The man who once leaned in to hear every detail now seems miles away, even when he's sitting right next to you. Emotional distance doesn't always mean anger or conflict. It can be silence, indifference, or a lack of empathy. You might start to feel like your inner world no longer matters to him, and that realization stings. After all, relationships thrive on emotional intimacy, the sense that someone truly sees you. Here's the catch. People often justify this shift by blaming stress, work, or just being tired. While those can play a role, repeated disconnection usually signals something deeper. If you feel like you're talking to a wall instead of a partner, it's worth asking, is this temporary, or is he slowly shutting the door on the bond you once shared? Number 3. Taking your time for granted. Time is one of the most valuable things we can give someone. In the beginning, he couldn't wait to spend hours with you. Now? He may treat your time as if it's endlessly flexible, something he can bend, cancel, or waste without thought. Maybe he shows up late, leaving you waiting without so much as an apology. Or perhaps he cancels plans at the last minute because something came up, and expects you to understand every time. Over weeks and months, these small acts send a loud message: your time doesn't carry the same weight as his. It's not just about scheduling, it's about respect. When someone values you, they value the effort you make to show up. They recognize that every moment you give them is a piece of your life you'll never get back. When a boyfriend stops appreciating that, It feels like you're always on standby, ready when he's ready, forgotten when he's not. That imbalance chips away at your self-worth. Ask yourself, are you constantly adjusting your life around his, while he rarely does the same for you? If so, it's not just a scheduling issue, it's a sign he's no longer treating your time, or you, as precious. Number 4. Ignoring your needs. Every healthy relationship is a dance of give and take. At first, he probably noticed the little things, your favorite snack, how you like your coffee, the way you need reassurance after a tough day. But when appreciation fades, those small gestures disappear, and your needs start slipping off his radar. It can show up in subtle ways. Maybe you've told him you need more quality time, yet he brushes it off or makes excuses. Perhaps you've expressed how certain words or actions hurt you, but nothing changes. Over time, you begin to feel like your voice is background noise, heard but never really listened to. Here's the tough truth. When a partner consistently ignores your needs, they're communicating something, even if they never say it out loud. They're showing you where you rank in their list of priorities. And if your needs are always last, that's not love, it's neglect. Relationships thrive when both people feel seen, heard, and valued. If you're constantly adjusting to fit his world while your needs are left unmet, the relationship becomes one-sided. Ask yourself honestly, do you feel like your needs are respected, or are they always swept under the rug? The answer reveals more than words ever could. Number 5. Lack of gratitude. Gratitude is the glue that keeps relationships strong. It doesn't have to be grand, just a simple, thank you, can make you feel valued. But when those words vanish, it leaves a hollow space. Think about the times you've cooked dinner, helped him with something important, or gone out of your way to support him. In the past, he probably smiled, hugged you, or said, "I really appreciate that." Now, silence. Or worse, he acts like it was expected all along. When gratitude fades, effort starts to feel invisible. You begin to wonder, does he even notice everything I do? That question alone is exhausting because love should never feel like a thankless job. And here's what makes it more dangerous. The lack of gratitude doesn't just hurt you, it changes the relationship dynamic. It teaches him that your effort comes without acknowledgement, so why should he value it? Slowly, appreciation turns into entitlement. A partner who appreciates you will make you feel seen, not invisible. If you're left questioning whether your acts of love are noticed, it may be time to face the truth. He's no longer cherishing what you bring to the relationship. Number 6. Public versus private behavior. One of the clearest signs of fading appreciation is inconsistency, when the way he treats you in public doesn't match the way he treats you behind closed doors. In front of friends or family, he might play the part of the attentive boyfriend. He holds your hand, laughs at your jokes, maybe even compliments you. But when you're alone, that warmth vanishes. The affection fades, the conversations dry up, and suddenly it feels like you're living with two different people. Why does this matter? Because consistency reveals authenticity. If his appreciation is real, it won't switch on and off depending on who's watching. When he saves his best behavior for an audience, it suggests he's more concerned with appearances than with truly valuing you. This split between public and private behavior can be confusing, even painful. You might question your own experiences. If he treats me well in front of others, am I imagining the distance when we're alone? But trust your instincts. If the appreciation doesn't carry through when no one else is around, it isn't genuine. Real love doesn't need an audience. If you only feel appreciated when others are watching, that's not partnership, it's performance. Number 7. Communication breakdown. At the heart of every strong relationship is communication. Not just talking, but truly connecting. When a boyfriend starts taking you for granted, one of the first cracks you'll notice is in the way he communicates, or doesn't. Maybe your conversations have become surface level. Where you once shared dreams, fears, and late-night thoughts, now the dialogue feels shallow. He answers with one-word replies, scrolls on his phone while you're speaking, or changes the subject when things get personal. It's like pulling teeth just to get more than a few sentences out of him. Communication breakdown isn't always loud, sometimes it's quiet neglect. He might stop asking for your opinion, or worse, dismiss it when you give it. You feel unheard, like your words float in the air and vanish before they reach him. The danger here is that without communication, distance grows. Misunderstandings pile up. Resentment festers in the silence. And slowly, the bond that once felt unshakable begins to weaken. If you're left feeling like you're having conversations with yourself, it's a sign he's no longer investing the same emotional energy into the relationship. Because when someone values you, they value your voice, and they never stop wanting to hear it. Number 8. The disappearing acts. One of the most painful ways a boyfriend shows he's taking you for granted is through absence. Not just physical, but emotional too. At first, he was dependable. You could count on him to show up, to follow through, to keep his promises. Now? He cancels plans last minute, forgets important dates, or disappears for hours without explanation. It's not just about missing dinner or skipping a text. It's about the pattern. When someone repeatedly vanishes from your life, through excuses, busyness, or simple disregard, it signals that your time and presence aren't a priority. You start to feel like a backup option, someone who waits in the wings until he decides you're worth showing up for. These disappearing acts hurt because they chip away at trust. You begin to wonder if you can rely on him at all. And once reliability fades, insecurity takes its place. A healthy relationship thrives on consistency, not uncertainty. If you're constantly left hanging, questioning where he is or why you don't matter enough to be included, it's more than inconsiderate, it's neglect disguised as forgetfulness. Ask yourself, are his absences occasional mistakes, or are they a steady reminder that he's no longer fully present in your life? Number 9. No more support. One of the truest measures of appreciation is whether your partner stands by you. Not just in the easy times, but in the tough ones. In the beginning, he may have cheered you on, encouraged your dreams, and lifted you up when life felt heavy. But when that support fades, the silence is deafening. You might notice that when you share your goals, he shrugs instead of celebrating. When you talk about challenges, he changes the subject instead of listening. And when you need reassurance, he offers little more than a blank stare or a distracted, "You'll be fine." Slowly, it feels like you're climbing mountains alone while he watches from the valley below. Support isn't just about big moments, it's about the everyday. A partner who values you will show up for the small things too. The job interview you're nervous about, the family drama weighing you down, or even the hobbies that light you up. When that care disappears, it's not just disappointing, it's a sign that he's no longer investing in your growth. If your victories go unnoticed and your struggles feel lonely, ask yourself, is this the partnership you deserve? Because love without support isn't really love, it's indifference. Number 10. Recognizing your worth. Here's the truth. The most powerful step you can take when you feel unappreciated is to recognize your own worth. Because at the end of the day, the way he treats you doesn't define your value, you do. If you've noticed these signs stacking up, lack of effort, emotional distance, disregard for your needs, It's not just about him, it's about the relationship as a whole. And sometimes, the hardest realization is that staying silent only teaches him it's okay to keep neglecting you. Recognizing your worth doesn't always mean walking away immediately. It means drawing boundaries. It means saying, "This isn't working for me," and giving him the chance to step up. A boyfriend who truly values you will listen, reflect, and make changes. But if he dismisses your feelings or refuses to grow, that's your answer. You deserve appreciation. You deserve effort, support, and gratitude. You deserve someone who doesn't just love you in words, but proves it in actions, every single day. So take a step back. Look at the signs. And remember, the right partner will never make you question your worth. Because when you know your value, you'll never settle for being taken for granted again.